students with disabilities, like... Oh, thank you. Learning disabilities and reading. They live with it 24/7 just like you live with it. So you can imagine this type of student in the classroom feeling anxiety, feeling like no one, let's pretend like I want to help them, that no one's supporting them. You know, that's a darn crummy feeling, isn't it? I mean, it's, why would I want to keep coming back? Why should I try? So, what I've experienced as a special education teacher, many of my students I taught at the high school level, I was so glad that they were resilient. We talk about resiliency in education and in life. I'm so glad that they stuck with me till they were seniors because they could have dropped out. Facing this 24/7, or the letters, there's 14 different types of dyslexia, not just reversals, but letters move for dyslexic children. There's a lot of different things happening for dyslexia. That's a whole nother topic. But, so please always try to put yourself in someone else's shoes. I know you all wish we could be in your shoes. Yes, ma'am.
Just giving you a little bit of POTS information with it too. A lot of times POTS patients, we were finding that because of their extreme dizziness,
Yes.
they portray episodes that look like dyslexia. And
Oh,
so the
good point.
tips that help dyslexic students also help POTS patients.
Excellent. Good point. That's nice to know. That should be reassuring to some of you that didn't realize that that was what was causing that. So that should be reassuring. Okay, this was just an exercise to help you feel what that challenge is. And then I hope that it also helps you relate to the frustrations you've been feeling, that I'm here to support you and help navigate through. Navigation was the key word, and maps, like Nathan said, because now I'd like to move into what our topics are today. And this is open for discussion. This is not just Miss Marty talking nonstop about all this legalese stuff. This is open for discussion. We're going to talk about navigating your way through the education process. And I have a feeling some of you might like to share some information and things that you've been running up against. I hope I gave that enough.
Come on this table.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, the first thing I want to share with you is where in the world do I begin and where's my compass? We're trying to navigate our way through the education system. Many of you that have been experiencing this challenge, I know have either talked to a nurse at your school or tried to help shed some light with your knowledge and share things with your hopefully building counselor. If you've run up against some brick walls there on either one of those two fronts, an assistant principal or possibly a teacher. Now, y'all are going to have to give me feedback. This is where I need, what are some of the stumbling blocks so I can help problem solve with you?
I know they always say, well, you look fine, you're smart, so what you care? You don't need any help from us.
That's a major one, actually. They look fine, they don't get it, they think it's all in your head.
Yeah.
But most of the time you all go in with some type of description from the doctor? Some type of medical information from the doctor?
For a long time, we didn't, because we didn't have a diagnosis for 2 years.
I see.
She was just having the heart rate and the blood
Symptoms.
pressure out of whack, and she'd go to the nurse, and the nurse would say, you either come pick her up or I'm calling 911. That was A or B. So she had so many absences, she had to go on homebound. So.
Yeah. And that is what,
That's why awareness at that education level is so important
So
for our group.
important.
It's got to be. I need to figure out a way to help promote this through my special ed directors. I'm retired now, but I can go speak in January to our special ed directors meeting, which is a state conference. And I'll go ahead and, between Susie and I, she's excellent at presenting. I'm not asking you to present. She can brainstorm with me on a way to post this or pose this topic so that I can share information and Rachel and Jan can brainstorm with me too. I'd be happy to share this with special education directors because we need to get the word out. Yes, ma'am.
This last school year, we just moved here from Phoenix, Arizona a year ago, and she got lost in the system completely in Phoenix, completely. It was, she was wandering the halls, laying down in the halls,
Yes.
sleeping in the halls.
Yes.
Blacked out sometimes.
She
Yes.
blacked out sometimes.
Yes.
But this past school year, the school's been great and everything like that.
In Arizona?
Here,
Oh,
in
now here.
Texas, Frisco,
Okay.
Texas, they've
Frisco.
been great here.
Judy Haven, yes.
But the thing is she had to go to Saturday school to make sure she made up all her hours.
Absences.
So, because of absences, so she would pass her classes. And at the end of the school year, they actually were very nice and took 10 hours. She still had 10 hours at the end of the school year to make up, so she was able to get her credits, they waived that. But it was very stressful for her and I because I had to pay for her to go to Saturday school to make up these hours.
Well, and the reason she was absent in the first place is because her body needed rest.
Yeah,
And
right.
it's-
We know
Saturday
it's
school
there.
isn't the
Did not
answer
feel
to.
good.
No, it's not
where
the
we need
answer.
to rest.
No,
But it's
that's
very difficult, that's what they're challenged with a lot.
And they treat you like a hoodlum.
so now, when you say vague,
It's all in her head.
when you say vague, I don't want people's names, that's not what I'm here for.
Yeah.
When you say vague, are you talking about the administrator, are you talking about your?
Administration.
Administration,
Administration.
principal,
Assistant
assistant principal
principals.
type?
Yeah.
Okay,
The
because I need to
lady-
know where to focus my,
It's not
attention.
the counselors, the counselors are great.
Yeah,
They
that's
are
what I was
great.
hoping people would say, counselors
Yeah.
get it, but the administration, they just wanna do, because they're getting average daily attendance, there's a financial portion to this, and that's what
They
usually
kept saying,
drives,
"It's the law,
unfortunately.
it's the law."
But
They're
I
gonna
have
send
found where we
truancy
can make
after
this
you.
work. Yes, truancy, yes, they have truancy laws, and
We
they're
have-
trying,
And that's what
yes.
they get in trouble too.
Our absentee clerk, when she was at the freshman center year before last, she just didn't get it, and I know a lot of it is the rules that were placed for her. But this is something they really need to be educated on. They are, like, if she had a doctor's appointment, if, you know, there's so many appointments you have to do with this.
Yes.
And if she had an appointment, we would try to do it at the end of the day when she had a class that, you know, an elective or
miss,
something she
yeah.
could miss, take her out 30 minutes early to get her into the doctor. Well, that counted as a full, as one absence. Now, if they told me if she returned, if she went in the morning for her appointment and came back the same day with the doctor's note, but it wouldn't, if she brought the doctor's note the next day or to the end of the day, it didn't count. It still was an absence for that day. If she went that morning to the doctor and came back, which meant she would miss, because we had to go into Dallas from
Right.
Raleigh, nearly the whole day of school, and came back even for 30 minutes with her doctor's note, it wouldn't count as an absence. Now, that does not make sense.
No, because the
That
time
way
that
she
they
had
take
to
the
miss
attendance
all her
is
core
10
classes. She had to miss all her core classes rather than just missing at the end. Well, in high school, they don't do the 10 o'clock thing, in Wiley anyway.
Oh, okay.
They do in the younger grades. But
Okay.
in high school, if you're absent 30 minutes at the end or the beginning, it's an absence unless you come back same day with the doctor's note.
Okay.
So it didn't make sense. It was like, okay, we schedule, we miss all this, we don't have an absence, but then if we go at the end of the day, we don't miss much, but we have an absence, and after 10, you're having to make up.
Okay, well, I
So-
think the good news is that I have found an answer for this, and I've spent most of this afternoon digging for this, but it's in the attendance accounting handbook. I've copied the pages for you all. I'm gonna hand those out in a minute. I kinda like to work through some other portions of this, but I do have that information straight from the Texas Education Agency. They passed a rule, it was last April 2008, and they just now have it in the attendance accounting handbook as of August 13th, and today is the 20th. And so getting the information to your PEMS clerks, the ones that do all that information of data processing, not that y'all care. The Public Education Information Management System, I'm sorry, I made an assumption. My whole life is acronyms with special ed. So ARDs and IEPs and PAW. And so that's what I want to help promote, is that you all are going to become advocates for yourself, advocate in a good sense, like self-determination, self-advocacy, that type of thing is a positive thing. And so I'm going to give you the tools to help you be that advocate for yourself so that you can share that information. Now, that's not to say you just go hand this to someone and let them read it. We need to have some discussion, and I'm going to be available to help support you all any way I can so that you can help navigate the system, because it's not easy, and you know that. You've lived it. You've had many tears and a lot of sweat going through this. So I hope that I'm bringing you good information today. I want to work through a couple more things, and I will hand that to you. I'm not going to let you leave here without that information, but it's called General Education Homebound, GEH. And like I say, it's fairly new, hot off the press, I think, probably because there are many students, unfortunately, that are faced with cancer. They're having to have treatments for cancer. We've got asthma and asthmatics. We've got a lot of diabetics, and we have POTS. And so all those things combined, we've got to have a better system for meeting these these children who are our futures needs. That's S, plural. So I hope that will help a